Hey, what is up YouTube? Duelist Telling here, and I figured I would do kind of a test hand like video for my Tellarknight deck, or not Tellarknight deck, wow, Lightsworn deck. I haven't profiled Tellarknights yet. For my Lightsworn deck that I just uploaded. So I want to show you guys exactly what all this deck can do. Now, keep in mind, I would like for you guys to know, I'm not going to be following the field that's on this playmat because it doesn't have the extra link zones. As you can tell, it still has a pendulum zone right here. Well, that's a monster zone right here. And sorry, I was off right there. I was looking at the screen of the camera rather than the actual playmat. So, this deck is actually really fun to play. It's a very great rogue yet competitive deck, I guess you could say. So I figured, why not, instead of just giving you guys a profile, why not show you guys some test hands of the deck. So I'm not going to be going by the field that's on here. My extra link zone's probably actually going to be more within this area right here. So, well, I'll say extra link, extra monster zone, wow. So, let's go ahead and do our first test hand. Not sure how long this video is going to go, just a heads up for you guys. We'll do probably 2 test hands for going first and 2 test hands for going second, and that'll probably be it. So, got my deck shuffled and I just cut it. So let's go. That's an interesting hand, to be honest. This is one of the going first test hands. So don't get the turn 1 draw, so I can't really see what my next card's going to be. So what I would do in this instance, go ahead and activate Brilliant Fusion, get its effect off. You want to send a Lightsworn monster. You have to send a Lightsworn monster, really. Because you want to get Lumina's effect off. So, probably the best idea to send would be Raiden. And then, of course, you have to send your Garnet, just for the Brilliant Fusion requirements. Well, the Gem Knight monster that I'm going to summon's requirements, really. Because I'm going to be summoning Seraph Knight. So Seraph Knight's going to go there. We'll say that's my extra monster zone. And then right here are the zones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seraph Knight gives me 2 normal summons, so I would go ahead and summon Lumina. Lumina's effect, discard Fellis to summon out Raiden. Get Raiden's effect off, send top 2. Sadly, no Lightsworn monsters are sent, so that's kind of a dead draw right there. However, I can go into Decode Talker. Not really the best thing to go into starting off that bad, but that does keep you from having to mill, and you do have 3 names in your grave already, and as you can see, I started off with 2 Judgment Dragon. So let's say I pass turn, and we'll go ahead and go for round 2. We'll say I'm not facing Gem Knight FTK or something like that. I draw. Okay, March of the Dark Brigade. Not quite what I wanted to draw, but it works. Get its effect off. You're going to want to add back Lumina. And then, of course, you have to banish top 3, so I banished a Snow, Raiden, and Charge of the Light Brigade. And I'll set my banished cards there. Normal summon Lumina, Lumina's effect. Sadly, discard Judgment Dragon to get Raiden to the field. Try Raiden's effect again. Top 2. Dang it. Didn't really get anything I wanted. So, you're going to want to go for defense here. So I would go in for a level 7 Synchro, which would be Ancient Fairy. And that's kind of a bad start off for this deck, so we'll go ahead and call game right there. And I will try that again. Probably shuffle the deck a little bit better. It didn't seem to be very well shuffled there. I'm going to get these back into the extra before I continue. And here, let me do some pile shuffle real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 40 card deck. It's actually a very fun deck to play when it works right and doesn't break like it just did. So we'll go ahead and go on for game 2. Lightsworn's going first again. So test hand number 2, going first. It's an interesting starting hand. So, as you can see, I didn't quite get the starting hand I was looking for. Pretty much all you can do in this instance when you get a glow-up bulb or a fairy tale Luna in your hand is you can pretty much just set glow-up bulb. That's what you need to do. Pass turn, I guess. That turn, the glow-up bulb would probably get attacked and destroyed, so it would go into the graveyard right there. And then we'll say going on to turn 2, draw. Not really what I wanted. Glow-up bulb's effect. Send the top card of my deck to the graveyard and special summon it. Also, not a very good. My deck is not proving to be the best right now. Normal summon Luna. Luna's effect. Get wherever she is. Get Snow to my hand. And I should probably play a level 5 Synchro now. But we'll say that's game for that. Well, those are some bad test hands. Normally the deck does not break like that. Okay, let's go for a game where Lightsworns are going second. This will probably show you that this deck's probably more of a turn 2 deck rather than turn 1. Hopefully it shows you that, because I have more success with this deck when I go second because I get B turn 1 draw. So without further ado, that's actually a very good starting hand for this deck. So we'll say I go second, so I get the draw. Brilliant Fusion. That's a very nice combo, actually. So, since we have the Brilliant Fusion in hand, plus Solar Recharge, we're going to go ahead and activate Brilliant Fusion, get its effect off. And in this case, we're actually going to send Trick Clown plus a Gem Knight monster, so Garnet, because that's the only Gem Knight monster we run. And then we get out Seraph Knight, right there in the lovely extra monster zone that I just kind of made. I'll put my graveyard right there, and move that Honest out of the way. Okay, next play you're going to do Solar Recharge, discard Raiden. Oh, I forgot. Trick Clown's effect summons itself. Solar Recharge effect, discard Raiden. Draw 2 cards, send the top 2 cards. Sadly, no wolf was sent. I do, however, still have my first normal summon. So Goblinberg, its effect will special summon out 1,000 Blades. Now, kind of a dilemma here that you tend to run into with this deck is there are not enough link monsters. Like, I guess I could run what's it called? Mrs. Radiant. I guess I could run that in this deck. Granted, do I want to? Not really. But give me just a second. And we'll just go ahead and say that I run Mrs. Radiant, even though we all know from the deck profile I don't. Well, that's my Cleafort deck. Well, eventually I'll find the Mrs. Radiant. Probably this deck box right here. Metal Foes, Zephyra, Mrs. Radiant right there. Okay, we'll say I run Mrs. Radiant in place of Decode Talker. Easier to summon out too in this deck. So, oh wait, that stays there. You can go into these two. Special out Mrs. Radiant. However, you don't really want to get rid of your Seraph Knight, even though you have to. Overlay to your 2 level 4s. Go into Minerva. Minerva's effect. Do not want to detach Trick Clown just yet. You want to save that for next turn. Detach Goblin Bird. Send the top 3 cards of your deck. Hey, look, I sent a wolf. So, lovely. I get Wolf's effect off. Now, since I sent 2 Lightsworn cards, I get 2 draws. So I drew a wolf and a Lumina. Nice. Solar Recharge. Go ahead and discard wolf. Draw 2 and mill 2 again. Okay, Fairy Tale Snow and Goblin Bird. Nice. That's what you want to see. Okay. Destrudo's effect works from hand. So I'm going to pay half my life points, summon out Destrudo. Go ahead and Synchro Summon for... You want to go into Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect is going to special out Lumina for me. Lumina's effect will allow me to discard Eclipse Wyvern. Keep in mind Destrudo does go to the bottom of the deck. I always forget that. But discard Eclipse Wyvern. Special summon out. Believe it or not, you actually want to special summon out Raiden. Okay. Raiden's effect happens. Send top 2 cards of your deck to the grave. Oh wait, actually, can't do that just yet, because you have Eclipse Wyvern's effect. Send Judgment Dragon, well, you banish it from your deck. And voila, Raiden's effect, send top 2 cards of your deck to the grave. Destrudo and Blackluster Soldier. Okay, that's different. No longer have Bulb in the grave like I thought I would. That's fine, though, because the deck can still work. Okay, you have Ancient Fairy Dragon, Lumina, and Raiden. You can only use Destrudo's effect once per turn, sadly. However, you can use Snow's effect. Banish Eclipse Wyvern, not going to get BLS back. Done with your Solar Recharge, done with your Goblinberg, done with your March of the Dark Brigade. So that's 5, 6, and 7. Banish 7 to summon out Snow. Get Judgment Dragon back to hand because you banished your Eclipse Wyvern. Now you can't really overlay. However, what you can do is take these 2, Synchro Summon, I mean not Synchro Summon. Okay, so you have Fairy Tale Snow, Lumina, and Ancient Fairy Dragon. However, you really want to go into Firewall, so you actually want to take those 3, go into Firewall, because now Firewall allows you to have this zone right here, so you can go into, you can go ahead and go into your Castell, and then you look at your grave and you have 1, 2, 3 different names. Okay, not enough. That actually surprises me that I only have 3 different names. But you also don't have anything co-linked to Firewall, sadly. So that's it for the turn. You have a Castell ready to use, you have a Minerva, and you have Firewall. You have a pretty good board, pretty set board. So let's go ahead and go on to the next test hand. And I think I may actually update the deck profile here soon and put in Mrs. Radiant in place of Decode Talker, because it's easy to summon. Easier to summon than Decode in this deck, to be honest, and it doesn't give your opponent the extra monster zone as well. So let me sleeve this real quick so I can just slip it into the deck. Alright, we are almost ready to go for the next test hand. Okay, let me shuffle, and we will go ahead and get started on the next test hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus your turn 1 draw. Alright, that's actually a pretty interesting starting hand. Alright, so you want to start off, you're going second, so you have your 6 cards. Brilliant Fusion. Start off with Brilliant Fusion. Every time you open up with Brilliant Fusion, please start off with it. You want to send Raiden, and of course your Garnet, which was actually on top of my deck. Reason you want to send Raiden is because you have 2 copies of Lumina in your hand. So, right, yeah, 2 copies of Lumina in your hand. Get out Seraph Knight. Put Seraph Knight in defense. I know I had her in attack mode a second ago. Please put her in defense. Next, you get your normal summon for Lumina. Lumina's effect, discard Lumina, special summon Lumina. Lumina's effect, discard Snow, special summon Raiden. Okay, have that all taken care of. Raiden's effect, you want to send your top 2. Okay, you sent Raiden and you sent Goblin Bird. Not really the best. However, you do have a rank 3 right here, but thing is, you don't have a way to get it out unless you go into Firewall, but then that's 4. So what you want to do here is you just want to go ahead and pass your turn. I know no one likes to, but so you send 3 off of Luna. Hey, you sent a wolf, so you get the summon of wolf. And then you send another 3 off of Luna. Hey, you sent Destrudo and Illumina. And then the 2 off of Raiden. Thousand Blades and Glow Bulb. Nice. Okay, so that's that. You have a pretty good board. Your opponent goes and does their thing. They're probably going to attack and kill your Seraph Knight. 0 attack and defense, so. And then on top of that, oops, I bumped the stand. And then on top of that, probably going to attack Illumina, so you take a little bit of damage there. And then that's that, they pass turn. Okay, you draw. March of the Dark Brigade. Okay, that's actually kind of the draw I was hoping to see. You get Lumina back to hand and you banish your top 3. You banish Eclipse, Charge, and Fellis. So that's 1 Eclipse you don't have to worry about accidentally drawing into. Lumina's effect, so go ahead and use that. Oh, I put that in the extra monster zone. Discard Lumina, and yeah, I know it's probably gonna be funny, but special out Lumina. And then you actually want to go ahead and go into Minerva, believe it or not. No link monsters just yet. Go into Minerva, use Minerva's effect. Detach, send top 3. And I sent 1 Lightsworn monster, so I draw 1. Trick Clown's effect, special summons itself out. That allows you to, that actually causes Thousand Blades effect to activate. Okay. It's actually pretty good. Now you want to go into a link monster. So these 3 right here for Curious. Reason I say those 3 is because you can use Lumina's effect. Discard Snow, special summon out Lumina again. Actually, you don't want to special summon out Lumina again. You actually want to special summon out Raiden, because then you can use Raiden's effect to send the top 2 cards of your deck. Hopefully there's a wolf, there was not that time, but that is okay, because now you can go into another rank 4. Keep in mind you can only use Minerva's effect once per turn, but you can go into Silent Honor Arc. Also, you have this effect. If this card is link summon, you can send 1 card from your deck to the graveyard. So you get that effect off. You send Wolf, you get Wolf summon. Plus, you can, if a card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. So that feeds into it. Eclipse Wyvern. Vanishes Judgment Dragon. Have to deal with that. But keep in mind, there is still one play that you can do. Go ahead and banish your Eclipse, Goblinberg, Solar Recharge, Minerva, you don't need it back. BLS, March of the Dark Brigade. So that's 6, Seraph Knight. 7, easily. Okay, you've banished 7. You get Judgment Dragon to your hand, and you get Snow to your field. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 zones filled up. Now, you can go into Snow here, not Snow, Castell here. Your opponent has a monster you don't want them to get back. Okay, shuffle it back into their deck, because if it's in their graveyard, they can use Monster Reborn and get it back. Lumina's actually there. Okay, special summon Judgment Dragon. Use Judgment Dragon's effect. Well, actually first, Arc's effect. Take your opponent's monster. Judgment Dragon's effect. Pay 1,000, destroy everything on the board, except itself. Arc's effect, you can detach the monster that you took and keep it. And now you have 2 more Judgment Dragon, plus you have a Fairy Tale Snow whose effect you can use. So why don't you go ahead and use Snow's effect again? 1, 2, 3. Well, no. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Why not? All those you get Snow to your field. Okay, you actually have a pretty set board right there. Now, one thing you could have done, because the combo is in your graveyard, you could have let your Arc die, and then when you brought Snow back, you could, I'm just giving you options now. When you brought Snow back, you could have brought out Destrudo, and then gone into Ancient Fairy Dragon. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but in the mill, well, in all the mills I did, I sent Glow Bulb, so I can send the top card of my deck to the grave, special summon out Glow Bulb. Now, the top card of my deck that was sent was actually Wolf, so I get a summon there. Synchro summon into Crystal Wing. Now you have a negate. You have a 2100, 3K, 3K, 3K. And you can use, yet again, Snow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Summon out Snow. So, in my opinion, I would have gone for the Crystal Wing play after I brought up the Judgment Dragon and the other two. But it's all up to you on what you do. It is all up to you on how you choose for this deck to work. So, it's a 25-minute long video. I will get it uploaded as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Duelist Talonite, signing off.